Why, and I hate to get deep like this, but I need y'all to stay with me. We're going to get a little deep. Why would Satan want to produce a race of evil people and have them populate the earth? Remember the first promise in the prophecy of the Messiah? When Yahweh pronounced that the seed of the woman would crush the head of the serpent? Well, put yourself in Satan's shoes for 2 seconds. Here's the Most High telling him that the lineage of the woman Eve will produce the offspring which will ultimately destroy him. He told him, this is how it's going to end, bruh. Well, obvious thing to do is to kill off the line so that the seed can't be born, that the sentence can't be served. So Satan begins to destroy the lineage when he has Cain murder Abel. Y'all still ain't put that part together when I taught y'all that Cain and Abel weren't brothers. They were half brothers. Yeah, there was the first side piece came out the Garden of Eden. That's why they got kicked out. Not only did you cheat on the dude that I made you for, you went and had this murderous ass little kid by my arch enemy. What are you, nuts? Y'all know y'all getting the hell out of here. And no, I don't want to hear it. So, of course, everything that's happening, even up to today, is only centered on the fact that they're trying to destroy the bloodline so the Messiah can never be born. So you have to corrupt the bloodlines. You have to mix them up. You have to whitenize everything. Because then we don't exist anymore. But that doesn't prevent the line from continuing, since Adam and Eve produced many more children. So Satan decided he was going to populate the world with his own seed and corrupt the earth to such a degree that the line of Adam and Eve is wiped out. Come on now. Lucifer had his own people. He had them out there procreating with the women too. Now here go the dangerous part that nobody never told you. When Lucifer had his crew go out and get these women pregnant, what they produced was no ordinary children. These were the offsprings of superhuman and supernatural beings. Y'all not hearing me. They were half human and half demon. And their only intent is evil. Y'all got to go back and look at the scriptures. We are told that the Nephilim was on the earth in those days, the days before Noah. Noah was 600 years old when the flood finally came in the year 2343 BC. So that means that the Nephilim was multiplying and living for at least 600 years prior to the flood taking place. So these super people, they have been on the world for, listen, they were only 1,000 years after Adam. So these Nephilim, they was totally evil. They were a hybrid of demon and men, and they was evil, and they had a wicked nature, and they couldn't be rehabilitated. It was in their genes. They were so corrupt and wicked that they had almost totally infected the whole human race. And so heinous was that crime that they committed that they caused Yahweh to regret that he even made man. They was like, damn, I'm sorry I made them. And who was these people that he had that was so corrupted that he could make them do this? Well, there's one last verse before I go tonight, because I know y'all can't take too much more of this. But there's a verse that says the Nephilim were on earth in those days. And afterwards, after the flood, when the sons of God went into the daughters of men and had children by them, they were the heroes of old. So all those stories you hear about people like Hercules and David and all those heroes, they weren't regular people. The same way we had Negroes who fought on the side of the very people that wanted to keep us as slaves. You didn't realize that all of these heroes and men of known, those were Nephilim who turned against the other Nephilim. Y'all can't understand that. You really believe that story that they tell you? They keep telling you, and it says the Nephilim were on the earth in those days, the days of Noah, and also afterwards, which is after the flood. And when the sons of God went into the daughters of men and had children by them, they were the heroes of old, the men of renown. That above verse contains all the detail we can give concerning these heroes of old. But there's a lot of information. We told that the Nephilim was the heroes of old and the men of renown. But in Hebrew, renown means the men of name. Those men who got a name and renowned as heroes. And what was the extent of their sin? What did they do? I'm going to leave you with this. It said that the Yahweh saw how great man's wickedness on earth had become, and that every inclination of his thoughts of his heart was only evil at the time. And now that earth was corrupt. Now remember, in Hebrew, Shakbath means destroyed. It meant that now that the earth was destroyed in God's sight and full of violence, that God saw how corrupt the earth had become, for all of the people had corrupted their ways. He made up his mind that I'm done with them. Everybody's in on it. Everybody's doing it. Everybody's justifying it. Everybody's defending it. Everybody calling themselves God right now. Everybody acting like I don't exist. Y'all done lost y'all goddamn minds down here. So it's time for me to show you of whom you belong to and wipe all of y'all out. That's what this is saying. They're not going to teach you that in the slave master church. They want you to think that no, just be cool. There's a spirit you can't see that's going to come out of nowhere. Everything going to be all right. Just make sure you keep on contributing to the fund and make sure that you keep on helping us with the church. And that's it. Just follow us. Don't worry about what the rest of the scriptures say. Don't ask no whole lot of questions. No. That's what they talk, brother. Things that must have been extremely bad. We're told that every inclination of thoughts of man's heart was only evil at the time, and that the whole earth was full of violence, which it is today. So just for those diehard believers that's all bent out of shape because I keep operating in the Old Testament, let me help you out real quick and show you that you can't get away from it either. Let us go over to what you call the New Testament, which sheds a little